can, and just beginning to arrive, and maybe just beginning to notice where our breath is right now, whether our breath is maybe more higher or lower. And I'd invite you to just bring your hand to your chest and gently just notice that contact with the hand on the chest, just noticing that contact. Just gently beginning to arrive in the class. You may notice your breath, and sometimes we notice and sometimes we don't. And if you like, and when you're ready, I'm going to ask you just to let your hands fall to the floor, hands fall to the floor. And if you like, and when you're ready, we're going to inhale, bringing the arms up, and slowly exhale. The longer exhalation. So we're going to do this 2 more times, just noticing when we slow down the breath. So inhale. And exhale. Slow, just notice, can we slow it down a little bit more? Half the speed, boom. Half the speed, and 1 more time. Maybe let the hands come in contact with the floor. Just the floor, the carpet, the laminate, whatever it is, just notice that texture. And 1 more time, 1 powerful breath. You may choose to take the gaze up or forward. You choose, you decide. Bring it down. And again, letting the hands come in contact with the floor. And if you like, and when you're ready, letting the chin drop to the chest. Just let the chin drop to the chest. And you may notice a lengthening at the back of the neck. And if you like, and when you're ready, letting the chin come up to one side. And again, you may notice a lengthening at the side of the neck. And letting that come back down. And just experiment with taking that up the other side. Noticing any tension in the neck. I've got a lot of tension in my neck. I'm really noticing that right now. And let the chin come back down. And up to the other side. And let it come back down. You may want to incorporate the breath here. So inhale, up, exhale, down. And just releasing that. And I'd invite you to bring some movement into your shoulders. Movement into the shoulders. And I'd like you to decide which direction you'd like the shoulders to move in. So what feels good for you right now? You choose, you decide. And maybe experiment with one shoulder and then the other shoulder. And again, just being curious and take your attention to, does one side feel different to the other side? And maybe take it in the other direction. You choose, you decide. And now I'd like you to just take your attention to your hands and shake your hands. Shake, shake, shake your hands. Shake, shake, shake your hands. And then we're going to take the shake up, take it up, and then drop it back down. And then again, take it up like a rainbow, up, 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 and take it back down. Excellent. And if you like, and when you're ready, we're going to bring the hands together. So you may notice the temperature of your hands. And you may want to experiment with just rubbing the hands together to create a bit of warmth. And maybe rubbing the back of the hands as well. And just notice what feels good there. So the hands are together at the heart center. And if you like, and when you're ready, we're going to inhale, take the arms out. And you may want to put some movement in the wrists, wriggle the fingers. You choose, you decide. And we're going to bring the hands slowly back together. And just notice the point where they come into vision. The hands land back at the heart. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Let the hands just land softly together. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Just let the hands land back together. And if you like, and when you're ready, just letting the hands fall to the floor. And I'm going to invite you to, as if we've got a paintbrush in one hand, we're going to paint the rainbow, like the Skittles have food. We're going to paint the rainbow, so we're going to gently bend over, and we're really just lengthening. Just notice a lengthening on the side ribs. Take it back down. Okay, and we'll do that again on the other side. So in the pain pot, really reaching up, and you choose where you want the gaze to go, whether you want the gaze to go up or forward or down. You may want to experiment with that on either side. And again, we'll do this again, just taking that over, really lengthening on the side ribs. Notice that lengthening on the side ribs. And back. And on the other side, taking that over. And slowly release. Slowly release. And I'm going to invite you now to take your fingers, and then interlink your fingers. Interlink your fingers. And then we're going to flip them over. And really, I'd like you to, rather than when we can be a bit hunched up like this, we want to widen in the shoulders. How can we widen in the shoulders? Hi, welcome, Lucy. Hi, so we're just going to put our hands together, Lucy. Flip them over, and we're going to inhale, take them up. And really notice any tension in the armpits to the elbows. Yeah, you notice that? Elbows to the wrists, wrists to the fingers. And slowly release. Slowly release. Okay. And this time we're going to interlink the fingers either up or down, just so it's different. And we're going to flip it over. And again, we're going to inhale. Inhale. So extend from the armpit to the elbow, elbow to the wrist, wrist to the finger. And slowly release. Slowly release. Excellent. And again, just shake that out. So when we've been feeling anxious, often the anxiety and the adrenaline goes to the ends of our hands and feet. So really have a shake. Just see if you can really, now I want you to really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze shoulders, hands, tight, tight, tight. Breathe. And just let that go. Poof, let it go. Excellent. And again, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Tight, tight, tighter, bit tighter, and drop it. Boom. Excellent. Squeeze that out. Great. So if you like, and when you're ready, we're going to come onto all fours. So coming onto all fours on your mat. So just checking out here, if your wrists hurt, make your wrists into fists. You may want to take your knees a little further back, so you're on a tabletop position. Okay, and your fingers are not, they're sort of out like a star. So your fingers are out like a star. Okay, and if you like, and when you're ready, we're going to begin to bring the chin into the chest again. Bring the chin into the chest, arching the spine, and slowly release. Okay. And we're going to do this again. So bringing the chin into the chest, you may choose to bring the breath into this, but maybe focus on the belly button, pulling the belly button back to the spine. Really noticing any tension, lengthening in the upper spine, mid spine, lower spine. Just being curious about that. And we're going to do this again, bringing the chin into the chest, really arching the spine. Slowly release. And this time I'd like you to take the gaze either forward or up a little bit. And if possible, make a little dip in the back. So rather than the rounding, there's a little dip in the back. And actually, I'm going to experiment with a stretch on the face. It's called a smile. And I haven't been doing many of these because of those masks. So let's experiment with when we look up. Smile in the face. Smile. Breathe in. Exhale. Arching the spine, pull the belly button up to the spine. And again, let that go, take the gaze up. Little smile on the face, really stretching the face muscles. And again, pulling that back, chin into chest. Okay, coming back to tabletop, and just give your wrists a little shake. Give your wrists a little bit of a shake out. Okay, and then coming back, we're going to take 1 foot back. Take 1 foot back, plant it down. And then the opposite arm, we're going to take up. So really engaging the belly button here, so pulling the belly button back to the spine. And if it feels okay for you, you may want to take the foot off the floor. There's a balance there. So whatever feels good for you right now. And now can you breathe here? Can we, I think we're flying, right? We could do with a bit of freedom right now. So we're flying here over the rooftops of Newcastle. So really extending as if you're pushing that back foot into the wall and extend from the armpit to the elbow, elbow at the fingertips. There, breathe, move, fly, flying, smile, and release. Woof. Let's do that on the other side. So take the foot back, take the foot back, take the other arm up, find that balance. Take the gaze forward, smile, and actually helping you create more space at the front of your body here. So I'm going to take this arm out a bit and that leg out a bit, so I can breathe, so I can fly and see where I'm flying. Breathe. Excellent. And if you like, and when you're ready, hands to the floor. And I'd like you just widen the knees a little bit, coming back down into pose of the child. And just take a few easy breaths here, a few easy breaths here. So you may want to either stack the fists or put the hands behind you, or actually, if this is one of the most uncomfortable positions you can be in, just flip over, lie on your back, do whatever feels more comfortable for you right now. Taking a few easy breaths here. Easy breaths. Excellent. And if you like, and when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to come back onto all fours, and we're going to take one foot, plant it out, and the same arm on that side, we're going to take it up. So reaching up as if we're going to touch the ceiling. Excellent. Let's do that smile on the face because it feels good, right? Yeah, that feels, gosh, I'm not smiling enough at the minute. And I like smiling. So really go on, see if you can touch the ceiling. And if you like, I'm going to ask you, can you come up onto your fingertips, pull your belly button in, feel strong. And can you just notice the temperature between your fingers? Sometimes we notice and sometimes we don't. So just noticing how that is. And let that fall down, coming back. And let's do that on the other side. So take the other foot back, taking the arm up. And if you like, you may want to come up onto your fingertips, being strong through the core. Breathe. Just noticing an opening at the front of the body. And if you like, wiggle your fingers at the top. And can you notice the temperature between your fingers? Sometimes we notice and sometimes we don't, and that's okay. So coming back down. And this time we're going to gently tuck our toes under and come into what we call a downward dog. So we're going to just quickly, if you want to watch me first, just quickly shoot our hips up and then come back down. So just put that in our brain. So like a bit of plasticine, we've just put that in our brain so we know what we're going to do. So we're going to do that again. We're going to come up, and I want you to maybe experiment with walking the heels, lengthening and notice that lengthening at the hamstrings. Notice, let the head be soft. So let the head just dangle like a mango hanging on a mango tree. Okay. And if you like, and when you're ready, I'm going to ask you to walk your feet towards your hands and your hands towards your feet. Okay. And then if you like, and when you're ready, taking with one hand, one elbow, with the other hand, the other elbow. Just let the head be soft. And I'd like you to wiggle your toes. Wiggle your toes. And can you take your weight a little bit forward and a little bit back? And now find the middle. Where's the middle? And slowly, slowly begin to push through your feet. Rolling up. Rolling up. Excellent. So just take a moment here to breathe. Just to breathe. And I'd like you to find a space that feels steady. What feels steady for you? So I'm going to come off my mat. I feel more steady on the floor. And taking my feet a little bit wider. And then taking all of your weight onto one side. All of your weight onto the other side. Notice the middle. Forward. Back. Find your middle. And again, letting those hands just fall down by your sides. And I'd like you to experiment with how it feels to maybe just squeeze those shoulder blades together a little bit. Squeeze them together and then let it go. Oof. Really shake the arms. And again, squeeze them back. And then let it go. And this time we're going to have soft knees. So we're going to send our brain into our knees. Okay, excellent. That's great. Have a bit of movement here. Have a bit of movement. Okay. And we're going to send our brain into our knees. So we've got soft knees and we're going to inhale. Keeping the arm. What feels good for you? How can you create more space at the front of the body? Do you want them a little bit wider or do you want them up tight? Create as much space and slowly release. Bring the hands down the center line. Slowing it down again. Nice. Nice. 2 more times. Deeply inhale. Slowly exhale. When we exhale slower, we impact our nervous system and we begin to reduce anxiety. So anything with the breath, if we're anxious, we inhale And we exhale slower, slower exhalation. I'm going to practice that smile, that muscle on the face. Practice that smile. Excellent. Great. And again, I'd like you to have some movement here. Have some movement. Have some movement. We're not moving enough, okay? So also in the hips, we store more tension in our hips than we do our shoulders. So let's bring some gentle circles in the hips. Oh, notice any clicks and pops. There's a few going on here for me right now. Yeah, going into any edges. And then let's take it in the other direction. Take it in the other direction. Excellent. And then just notice what felt good and just be curious. Hang on, was this side different to that side? Just experimenting with that. Great. And if you like, when you're ready, I want you to, and you may need a chair, something to hold on to. I want you to make a circle with one of your feet. Make a circle. Make a circle. Take it in the other direction. Sometimes helps if we pull the belly button back a little bit. Okay. And this time now I want you to kick like you're kicking a drum. I've got a drum over here, so it's like we're kicking the drum. Okay, really getting rid of that. And then shake that leg. Really shake that leg. Excellent. Let that go. Let that go. On the other side this time. Circles, gentle circles. Chair if you need it. If you need the balance. Pull the belly button back. Again, notice that any strange sensations or lengthening at the side of the foot, top of the foot. Okay, now kick the drum. Kick the drum, the bin. What else could you kick?
I'm not saying.
We're not saying. Okay. Okay, give it a kick. Yeah, and then really shake that leg out. Then shake the other leg and shake your arms. Shake your arms. When we've been feeling anxious, we're full of adrenaline and we need to shake it off. So how can we shake that off? Okay, and again, deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Well done. Excellent. Just noticing again that to any tension in the hips and what you might need. And I'd like you to bring the back of your palms together, the back of your hands together. Just give them a little rub. Just notice how that feels. Back of the hands together. And we're going to gently bend the knees. And we're going to inhale. Taking the hands to the chest. Elbows up. Elbows up. And we're going to exhale, fold. Let the head be soft. Taking the arms now out to the side. Palms touch. Up the top. Pull it down. Down to the heart. Take it out. Inhale, sun breath. We need some sun. It's been a great day and there is a bit of light over there. So I hope you can see it. I think that's the coast. Then let your wings just fall down. Let them fall down. Bring the back of the hands together again. This is an energizing breath. Energizing. So we're going to inhale. Elbows up. Exhale, soft knees. Fold, fold, fold. Let the head be soft. As if there's a magnet on the top of the head pulling down. Take the arms now out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now take the arms out. Inhale. Extend from the armpits to the elbows, elbows to the wrist, and slowly let the hands fall down. We're going to do this one more time. Notice the contact of the hand, the back of the hands together. And sometimes we notice and sometimes we don't, and that's okay. So if you like, and when you're ready, we're going to inhale, bring the backs of the hands up to under the chin, elbows go up, smile. You may want to take the gaze up, folding forward, let the head fall down, let the head, top of the head, as if it's going into the core of the earth. Taking the arms out to the side, inhale, like the sun. We need the sun right now, only 4 weeks, I think 3 weeks till the sun comes back, 21st of November, December, it gets light again. Bringing the hands to the heart. And last time, sun breath. Visualize that you're staring at the sun. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Staring at the sun right in your face. You can feel it all over your body. And slowly let the hands release. Excellent. Well done. And now I'm going to ask you to come to the edge of your mat. And again, it's finding that steady spot. Okay, so feet are about hip width apart. And I'm not on the tightrope like we see people doing on Instagram, all of this stuff. We're not doing that. Okay, so actually, I'd like you just to step forward, one step, hands on your hips. And what can you change right now so you feel more steady? So I need to take my feet, sort of walk them out a little bit, and this one up, so I feel steady. Just then wiggle the front toes, look at the front toes, pull them up, push them down. Can you see the back toes? Pull them up and push them down. Feeling grounded and steady. And if you like, and when you're ready, we're going to bend the front knee. If the big toes disappear, I'm inviting you to take the feet a little further forward. So we're going to inhale, take the arms up. And again, you choose if you want to take the arms wide. How can you create as much space at the front of your body? As much space. Do it. Just really go into what you need to take it wider. Breathe here. You may want to wiggle your fingers. Smile. This is called warrior posture. Gaze up. Smile and slowly release. Well done. Give that a little shake out. And we do that on the other side now. Okay. So what we do on one side, we have to do on the other side, or we'll be a little bit wonky afterwards. So we step forward, hands on hips. Take this time to adjust. How can I feel more steady right now? More steady right now. Okay. Wiggle the front toes, wiggle the back toes. Look at the back toes. Sometimes we don't know that that's our foot, or connect that that's actually our foot. So connecting the, wiggling the toes. And if you like, and when you're ready, we're going to sink forward. Again, just checking that the toes don't disappear. If so, take the foot forward. We're going to inhale up. And when you're here, really, again, come into that space. How can I open up the front of my body? Take my arms wider. Smile brighter. Smile. Breathe. Can we smile here and breathe here? Can you send your brain into that back heel? Push the back heel down. Belly button's active. Smile, breathe. Oh, slowly release. Slowly release. Excellent. And if you like, and when you're ready, again, just noticing that movement in the hips that we're creating. Just gently begin. Just swing the body. You can take the gaze behind you, just twisting on one foot. And often it's useful if we're able to just gently tap on one side of the body. Just gently, one hand tap, tap. And then you can take this a little wider and really twist around, just noticing the spine. Noticing how the spine begins to loosen, like a bit of toffee that's getting a bit claggy and melting. From being something that's like a stick of rock. Okay, breathe here, and just gently come to stillness here. And if you like, and when you're ready, I'd like you to take your foot, your favorite foot in this moment, and just plant it down. We're going to plant the foot down. Lift the toes up. Look at your toes. Squeeze them down so they go a little bit white around the outside. Okay, lift the heel up. Plant it down. And if you like, and when you're ready, we're going to bring the other heel above the ankle bone. It's going to go above the ankle bone. If you need a chair for balance, get a chair or a table. And I'd like you to put your attention on your belly button, pulling the belly button back to the spine. And you may notice your spine lengthening, shoulders widening. And if you like, and when you're ready, you may want to bring your hands to the heart center. Hands to heart center. And if you like, and when you're ready, we're going to take the arms up. If it feels okay for you, if you want to stay here, stay here. If not, take the arms up. So take the arms up. And again, I'd invite you here just to experiment with how can you create more space. Do you want to be like a cactus? Do you just want to take it wide? Where feels good? For me, it feels good to be looking up and out. You may want to look up and out of the window. There's a bit of light over there. There is some light over there. So breathe. Can we be here and breathe and smile? And slowly release. Okay, and we'll try that on the other side. And usually one side is completely different to the other side. So just notice and plant the foot down. Plant the foot down. Again, wiggle the toes, pull the toes up, squeeze them down. And taking the heel above the ankle bone. We don't put it on the bone, it's always above, okay? And the movement, so when you see people doing this and it's all further up, the movement's actually in the hips. So just have a little wiggle of your knee. It's this hip opening. Remember, we store more tension and trauma and anxiety in our hips. So it's just being mindful, we're gently opening our hips here. Bringing our hands to our heart center. Belly button is active. Belly button is active, pulling back to the spine. You may notice your spine lengthening, shoulders widening. What can you do to make yourself feel more comfortable here right now? Opening the front of the body. And if you like, and when you're ready, taking the arms up, out, take your gaze to where you need it to be. If you're feeling a bit wobbly, it's sometimes useful to keep a little eye on a little fleck on the floor, little feather or a little mark. Breathe into that. Smile. Breathe. Can you notice the temperature between your fingers? Can you notice the temperature of the floor under your feet? And sometimes we notice and sometimes we don't, and that's okay. And if you like, and when you're ready, just slowly coming back down. Excellent. Just take a moment here to breathe. Just to breathe, to notice what you need to do to feel steady right now, to breathe. You may want to take the other hand on the lower belly. Just breathe. And if you like, and when you're ready, I'm going to ask you to come onto the long edge of your mat. The long edge of your mat. Oh, if you haven't got a mat, just so your feet are about maybe 4 foot. Depends how long your legs are, really. So we're going to go a little bit longer. So your both feet are pointing forward. Then with one of your feet, you pick which foot. We're going to flip it out to the side. So the little toes on the long edge of the mat there. Okay. And if you like, when you're ready, we're going to take our arms out to the side. Out to the side. And we're going to extend from the armpit to the elbow. Elbow to the fingers. And I'd like you to take your gaze over the fingers, the same side of that foot. So the gaze is going over that way. And we're going to slowly lean over, taking the hand down. The top arm can come up, or the top arm can just live on our hip. Okay, and if you like, and when you're ready, I'd like you to experiment with taking the gaze down to the floor, maybe halfway, and you may want to take it up a bit. My neck's a bit tight, so I'm not taking it right up. And if you want, you can always experiment with taking the top arm up, if that feels okay for you, or just leave the hand on the hip. So there's an opening at the front of the body. Can we breathe here? Can we smile? Can we smile? Does that feel familiar? It feels nice to me to be smiling now. And if you like, when you're ready, we're going to push through our feet, power through your feet. Slowly come up. And we're going to flip the feet again. So this one foot's going to tuck in and the other foot is going to go out. So the other, where the little toe is in line with that mat. We're going to take our gaze directly over that front fingernail, where I'm looking onto, I'd love to say a beach, but this is the big roundabout, the middle of Newcastle. So we're going to gently lean forward and bring that hand down to where it lands and take the top arm up, or if it feels more comfortable, keep the hand on the hip. And we're rolling the front of the body opening, the hips opening. And I'd encourage you to experiment with taking the arm up or keeping it on the hip. And where feels good for the gaze. Just noticing, is it better if I look down? Do I want to look forward? So you choose. You choose, you decide. And hold and smile and slowly send your brain down into your feet. Push through your feet, push through your feet, slowly coming back up. Excellent. And release. And release. And coming back to your steady point. Steady point. We call it a mountain posture. Like a mountain. Visualize a mountain, that steadiness at the bottom. Just doing that makes me want to go a little bit wider here. And again, we're going to take 3 powerful breaths here with our soft knees. We're going to inhale, steady. And exhale. You can have your palms together or palms wide, whatever feels right for you. Slowly bringing the hands down. Again, we know that slowing down the exhalation, we do this 2 more times. When we slow down our exhalation, we're going to reduce our anxiety. It impacts our nervous system. Within about 2 or 3 breaths, we start to feel a little bit more steady, a little lower. One more time. Okay. And the slow exhalation again. Just being curious what happens when you slow down. When you slow down. Sometimes we don't like it. Okay. And if you like, and when you're ready, I'm going to invite you to come back down to the floor. And just coming onto your back, I'd like you to make yourself as comfortable as you can. If anyone has any issues with lower spine, rather than, and this is forever in yoga, because I have a bad lower back as well, rather than lying like this, I'd encourage you, if you have a lower back, have the feet flat on the floor, and you can always let the knees fall into each other, and even lift the hips and lengthen the lower spine, just so you notice what feels good for you right now. So we're just going to take a few easy breaths here, letting the spine settle. Just noticing gravity pulling us down. Feeling steady. Just choosing, do I want my hands down or do I want my arms up? You choose, you decide. And if you like, and when you're ready, I'm going to ask you to bring your feet flat on the floor so the knees are bent. The arms are by the side. Take the arms by the side. And if you like, and when you're ready, we're going to gently lift the hips off the floor. Maybe a couple of inches, maybe a bit more, whatever feels good for you. And slowly release. You may want to incorporate the breath here. You choose, you decide. So we're going to just slowly lift the hips. And slowly lower. And we're going to do this again. So we're going to deeply inhale this time, lifting the hips. And this time, rather than our back going down like an iron board flat, I'm going to invite you to try and vertebrae by vertebrae, just roll the spine into the mat. So like there's a necklace pearl necklace being pushed into a velvet cushion. Okay. Just being curious how that feels on your lower back, spine. And we'll do this one more time. Inhale. And slowly pushing the spine down into the mat, down into the ground. Excellent. And if you like, and when you're ready, I'm going to ask you to take your arms a little further out to the side and let the knees drop in one direction and let your head go in the other direction. So just take a breath here, beginning to twist. You may want to experiment with taking one of the arms higher. So you experiment with that and what feels good for you. And then we're going to take the knees to the other side and letting the head go in the other direction. Again, being curious about, my gosh, does one side feel different to the other side? Just for me, in my hip, in my lower spine. And again, experiment with, do I want to take one of the arms higher or lower, and where that feeling the lengthening at the side of the body. So again, inhale, taking the knees over, head in the opposite direction. Practice that little stretch on the face, the little smile if that feels good. And we're going to take it over again. Take it over one more time. Take it over one more time. Just noticing the neck, the lower spine. Excellent. Okay, great. And if you like, and when you're ready, I'm going to ask you here just to hug your knees into your chest and have a gentle rock from side to side. Little massage of your spine, just a gentle massage of the spine. Gentle massage. And if you like, and when you're ready, I'm going to ask you to gently come back into a comfortable seated position. So a comfortable seated position may not be cross-legged. It may actually be sitting on a seat So whatever you can do to make yourself as comfortable as you can right now, I'd invite you to do that. So we're just going to take a moment here just to notice our breath. Just taking our attention to the air going into our nostrils. Just the temperature, the flow, just that breath coming in. That's it. Inevitably, so stay with this, and inevitably, something else will come into our brain. I've got to do this. I've got to go to the shop. It's Friday. What we're having for tea? Oh my God, it's getting dark. I've got to do something. Come back to the breath. Just notice that breath. And if you like, and when you're ready, you may notice your spine lengthening, your shoulders widening, an opening at the front of the body. And we're just going to breathe together here. So imagine there's a square here on the front of my tummy. And we're going to inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. So just let that go a second. And we're going to try a different breath now, where we're going to inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2. 1, 2. Exhale for 4. 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2. 1, 2. Let's continue with that. Inhale for 4. 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale for 4. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. So gently letting that go. And again, coming back to noticing the breath. Eyes open or closed, you choose, you decide. Can you notice your breath? Can you notice your breath? And if you like, and when you're ready, letting the hands just come in contact with the earth, with the floor, with the carpet, with the mat. Really give it a feel. Put some movement into the shoulders. Just be aware of what movement you want and what breath you need right now. Just taking a moment to notice what you need now. And we're going to take 3 powerful breaths to close the class. So we're going to inhale. Again, keeping that space that you need at the front of your body. Exhale. You may want to bring the hands to the heart. You choose, you decide. Hands in contact with the earth. Second time. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Powerful breath. Take the breath that you need here and move how you need to move here. What space do you need to create here at the front of your body? And slowly release. And gently letting that go. Taking a deep breath. Coming back to your normal breath. And just taking a moment where you are, just to notice, just to have a little look around and notice maybe some colours in the room. Different colours in the room. Maybe some textures in the room. Maybe notice the temperature of your hands. Has your body cooled now we're sitting? So just to come back into this space. And I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. This is the first one that we've done in the new building in Newcastle in Carlisle Square. So thank you so much for being here. And we'll be here next week as well. So hopefully you can join us next week. So thank you. Thank you. Have a lovely weekend. And just take a moment to notice what you need now and be kind to yourself this weekend, okay? And I'll see you next week.